Hello everybody. Welcome back to our little tarot corner. Allie from Toe Tarot here with a very fun look at a new deck. It's the Pasta Tarot. So this deck, I did a little bit of research. I guess it's not actually new. I thought it was new. But I found videos of people flipping through this deck from like a year ago. So for whatever reason, I just have never seen this deck. I don't know. I didn't look too deep, so I don't know if it was indie at first and came out mass market. I don't know, but I saw it at Books A Million and I had to pick it up. So the packaging, let's see. So it's printed by Clarkson Potter Publishers, and the packaging is a lot like the Literary Witches Oracle. How it's kind of a linen feel opening box like that. So obviously we have the front here, on the side, the back. It kind of tells you a little bit about it. It says, the sauce is in the cards. Think of each card in this deck as a rich slab of lasagna layered with texture, hidden ingredients, and substance to help answer your deepest questions and manifest your juiciest desires. Made by queer Italian Americans and bursting with Italian tradition, the Pasta Tarot celebrates all genders, ethnicities, and pasta shapes. Hell yeah, I am in. So on the top we have the spoon. On the bottom we have salt and pepper. And then I've showed you the sides already. Oh, nope, not this one. So we have some basil leaves, some cheese, and tomato. I love it. So I won't lie, I have already flipped through it myself, but I would like to go through it with you guys. So let's do it. So like I said, you kind of open it and it's got like a bright, to me, it almost looks like bright orange, or maybe it's just a very light red. And it comes with a little pamphlet, which folds out to kind of an accordion style. So this deck is by Rob Truglia and Jeff Petriello, and then artwork by Lindsay Mound. So those are the creators of this deck. And first of all, I love this introduction that's in the book. What do you mean, Pasta Tarot? So I love it. So I'm going to read this little blurb because I think it's funny. So the Pasta Tarot was cooked up after we saw a hunky Italian on the beach and proclaimed gnocchi. It was then we realized pasta shapes carry meanings for us outside our bellies. Combining our knowledge of the traditional tarot and our queer Italian-American identities, we concocted this delicious divination deck to spread joy, love, and provide insight into life's mysteries. Serve al dente. And then the suits in the deck are a little bit different. So here in this deck, the corta, or short pasta, is the wands. The ripiena, or stuffed pasta, is the cups. Lunga, or long pasta, is the swords. And minuta, or tiny pasta, becomes pentacles. And then kind of instructions on how to use this deck. A couple spreads here, which I think are very, very cute. I'm excited to try it. There's one that's called the pasta spread, and then down here, the mangiamo spread. And then it goes straight into the courts, and then the majors. Not extremely long definitions of the pasta, or the definitions, but it does have the actual type of pasta that is in the card right here. So if you were curious as to what kind of pasta specifically, or what kind of noodle was pictured in the card, that's in here. I just thought that was really cute. So adorable little white book. Now let's get into the cards. So I actually first saw this deck a couple weeks ago, but I didn't buy it. And then yesterday I saw Lumeria Star. I saw her share a reel about this deck, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay. I thought it was kind of cheesy. I didn't know if I wanted it, but she made it look so cute, and she talked about how the deck was like charming the pants off her. I agree. I think this deck is adorable, so I had to go get it today. So these are the backs that we have. Let's get that just out of the way. So it's the red and white tablecloth with the plate of pasta and some roses, so obviously completely reversible. The texture is the plasticky linen type of feel. The deck does have a slight bow in it, just naturally, which I hate it. I hate it. It's very, it may be kind of hard to tell on camera, but it does have like the slightest bow, and I really haven't shuffled it yet. So I don't know, but it's that plasticky linen type of cardstock, so you know it's going to be durable, and it wasn't that expensive. It was like $22 at Books A Million, so pretty great price. But anyway, okay, let's dive into the cards. Let me zoom us in just a little bit here. Well, actually, let me get in frame. There we go. So we have the Fool, who's like the chef gathering ingredients, gathering the flour that they need for the pasta with their little companion. Then we have the Magician. We have our mama, or an Italian nonna, in the kitchen cooking, and she's got the traditional above and below. Well, actually, so real quick, you can see, I didn't take time to appreciate this a second ago, but you can obviously see that these are pretty traditional standard Rider-Waite imagery. Obviously with the dog at the ankles, and we're over on a cliff, and you've got the mountains in the background and the sun in the corner. So you can see it's pretty traditional. And now, back on the Magician card, you can kind of see the same here. She's got her hands in the as above, so below position. She's got the tools of her trade. She's got a spoon and a rolling pin with the limnisket over her head. She's got several of the pasta down here. She's got the all kinds of the pasta, actually. The swords pasta, or the, oh, I'm gonna butcher it. The lunga pasta in the pot here, the spaghetti looking pasta, and then she's got the other 3 variations of pasta down here. So all are accounted for, and again, you can kind of see that linen texture that I was talking about. So, but anyway, so that's our Magician. Super cute. I love this High Priestess. I love that it's like she's the chef, and she's still very watery. We see her kind of like coming out of the vapors of the pot, and she's got the salt and pepper shakers for the columns, which I think is so perfect. No pomegranates as far as I can see. Oh, nope. I lied. There are pomegranates right above their head. But you can see their Torah or scroll in this card is a recipe. And we still have the crescent moon under her feet kind of imagery. So again, everything you need is there, but this is really fun. And then we have the Empress, classic, sitting on a throne, which the sides look like they're made of spaghetti, maybe. And she's got the tomatoes and carrots and some other ingredients down here. And then obviously the 12 stars above her head. So very traditional, very beautiful. She looks like she's dressed in what would be like a giant lasagna noodle. I don't know if that's just me, but that's kind of what I see. I love this Emperor card. He makes me laugh so hard. So this to me feels very much like The Godfather, or an homage to The Godfather. So it's our traditional figure on his powerful throne. We've got lots of red here. It's very much a nod to Ares and Mars that the classic emperor represents. But he's holding a long noodle instead of like a cigar. He's got bow tie pasta around his neck instead of a real bow tie. And then he's holding a cannoli. Get out of here. I love this deck. It brings me so much joy. You'd think it would be cheesy, but it actually seems like it'll be a really good reader. So here in our Hierophant card, or the Pope card, we have a traditional baptism, which I think is a great image for Italian Americans. You know, Catholicism, the tradition of baptism is very important. And so I think that's a pretty great scene to depict for the Hierophant or the Pope here. But you'll notice that the columns are made of what looks to me like ziti, And then he's obviously got the big pasta shell that he's going to baptize the baby with instead of a traditional shell. So again, keeping pasta in the forefront, which is just so funny. Then we have the lovers, and they're sharing some antipasto here with the prosciutto, and then they've each got their plates. Again, you see the traditional symbolism that you need with one figure kind of representing fire, the other representing earth. They've both got their glasses of wine, and then we still have the angel up top here. So again, everything you need, but they're sharing a bite of pasta. Then we have our chariot zooming around Rome. I love it. I love that the wheels are made of pasta. And the traditional sphinxes are birds here, but we've got the sun and moons on the suit. So I love that. And obviously it's a Vespa. What's better? Oh, the strength card is another card that just makes me laugh and love this deck even more. So she's feeding the lion some lasagna. It's like falling into its mouth, and that's how she's taming the beast. A way to someone's heart is through their stomach, right? So that's pretty great. And I love how she's dressed in leopard print or cheetah print. She's kind of becoming one, just like the lion. And again, we have the roses here that are traditional. Her glasses are the limniscate. It's so intelligently done. Then we have our hermit, who is our older gentleman, who took a step away from the picnic with his family back here, or friends, and the clouds are in the shape of pastas. Love that. The wheel, we have a full table here, and you get the sense of community. Everybody's welcome. You know, it's just going to turn. I don't know what the actual name is for the centerpiece on tables that turns, but the base of the table stays the same, but it's like a smaller surface that like a lazy Susan. Is that what it is? Anyway, so this is like a lazy Susan at a family dinner with the plates all around that everybody can take from, family style. And then you have the 4 figures in the corners that are symbolic of the wheel. Then we have our justice card, which reminds me a lot of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I don't know if that was intentional, but this figure looks a lot like our late and great RBG. You can see over here, there is pasta in the scales, and the scales themselves, no, the scales aren't pasta, but they're holding pasta. And then again, our columns are ziti or some other form of long pasta. I love it. This one also really made me chuckle. So if you cook pasta, one way to test it is throw it at the kitchen wall, right? So the hanged man is a spaghetti noodle hanging off of the kitchen wall to see if it's done. If it doesn't stick, then it's not cooked. If it sticks, it's ready. I thought that was a really clever way to depict the hanged man. And then here we have death. We have a woman at a funeral. You can see a little tiny bit morbid. You can see the hands of the departed here clutching their rosary traditionally. And then she's also got her rosary. We can see the white flowers here, symbolic of the death card that we usually see on the flag that the figure of death is holding. And then here we've got the white rose. It looks like she's also, so she's got a horse necklace on. So that kind of is reminiscent, I think, of the horse of death. And then back here, you've got the very traditional columns with the sun coming up. So it's like that essence of a new day, a new dawn. And the pasta is tied in. It's almost like it's what they're serving at the wake is dishes of pasta. So sad card, but it's funny. This deck is kind of really humorous and I love it. So here we have the temperance card. It looks like we're in a little diner. The server is pouring the cappuccino or the coffee, and they're standing in the puddle and 1 foot on the dry ground. Here on their ankle, I don't know if you can see it on camera through the texture, but there it is. Oh, yep. See the triangle inside the square there on her ankle. So you have that imagery. I'm trying to see what else. On her shirt, there are the angels. So that's very appropriate. And here again, you see the land and the water here kind of pulling in pieces from the typical scene on Temperance that we see. So I love that. Here we have the Devil card. I love that it's like squid ink pasta. That's how they get pasta that is black, at least to my limited understanding. They actually use a little bit of squid ink and it makes pasta black. So it looks like that's what's been done here. And the ink kind of comes up to form this big crayfish. And then if you'll notice, this figure over here with the longer hair has facial hair. So it's a very, very gender fluid card, and I love that. That's tying the fluidity and the inclusivity of this deck in, and I think that's awesome. And then here we have the tower, which is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. How much more perfect can you get? All the pasta is falling from the sky instead of a human, which I think is really, really great. But we have the traditional strike of lightning here, and then the sense of falling, and all the pasta is exploded. And we have the star, and we have the figure kind of cooking and drinking some wine and relaxing. We've got some of the imagery that we normally see. She's got a star in her hair. I almost wonder if, because there's really not any nudity in this deck, and I wonder if they were trying to give her a shirt that was kind of similar to her skin tone to kind of hint at the nudity that's present in the traditional card. I don't know if that was purposeful or not, but I think this is a really classy, really nice way to depict the star, so I love it. We do have up here a constellation as well. I don't know what constellation that is, though, I won't lie. Then here we have the moon, where our little ingredient friends all have eyes. You've got the onion or garlic, the tomato, the basil, and the parmesan, and then the pasta that's coming out of the water. And the columns are pasta, and then the moon itself is made of pasta. So great. Then we have the sun. We have the little babe with her macaroni necklace. I love that was a detail that they included on this little kid, because who of us does not remember making macaroni jewelry as a kid, right? So I thought that was a really, really cute touch that they've got her wearing that. And then she's on a donkey instead of a horse, which I thought was adorable. And the donkey's got the shirt with suns and flowers on it. Also, I kind of like the sassiness of the sun's face. I just think it's a really cute little card. Then we have the Judgment card. So, to me, this looks like a Nona who is trying to cook, and she's chasing everybody out of the kitchen like, excuse me, I did not tell you that this was ready yet. What are you doing in my kitchen? That's the sense I get. I don't know if that's exactly what's supposed to be being portrayed, but it's almost like maybe they like ran around her kitchen and caused trouble, so now she's getting onto them and they're running away because they know they're going to be in trouble. Kind of mischievous kids meddling in the kitchen type of scenario. I'm not sure. That's kind of what it brings to mind for me, but very cute. Then we have the world with all of the things coming together, from the pasta to the colander or strainer to the tomato to the basil to the garlic, and it all comes together and completes in the dish. Perfect imagery for the world. And then we get into the corta, which is the wands, I believe. Let me double check. Corta or short pasta is wands, yes. So, and then again, the little guidebook tells you actually what kind of pasta is in, it tells you what kind of pasta is in. So, oh, it says on this person's bracelet for this card, but it's I'm going to butcher this pasta names. I am not Italian, so I'm not intentionally mispronouncing them, but yeah. So we have that for the Ace of Wands. Here we have the 2. And again, so the name of the pasta is right here, this gemelli or gemelli is this person's tattoo, or maybe the chair that they're sitting on, and their shirt is a globe, and there's a person out on the water, so it's like, do I want to go join? Do I stay where I'm at? Looks like there are a couple tiny little drops of sweat here, so he's kind of like, oh, I'm hot, but do I stay here, or do I put in all the work to go out there and cool off? What do I do? Do I stay? Do I go? So very classic way to tie that in. Then we have the 3 of corta, or zucca is what I'm assuming that type of pasta is. And then we have the 4 of corta, or the 4 of wands, with a big family gathering. I love that. And this is rigatoni. Up here you can see it says rigatoni there. I didn't pay attention to that the first time I saw that, but the first time I flipped through it, but that's really smart. So here we have the 5 of corta, or the 5 of wands, and this is corzetti. And I'm assuming it's these little shapes here. Maybe they cut into the dough to put designs on it. I'm not sure. But that's pretty great. A card game. Love that. Then we have the 6 of corta, which is campanelle. So it's that pasta. They kind of made her dress kind of resemble that. And you see her photographer, so very victorious, very celebration filled. And actually it looks like the bouquet is in a piece of campanelle. Like the wrapping paper for the bouquet is the campanelle pasta too. That's pretty great. Then here we have the 7 of corta, which is gomiti. Looks like some sort of macaroni like noodle. And again, we have everybody trying to take a bite of hers, and she's like, wait, back up. So perfect for a 7 of wands. And we have the 8 with the penne being thrown in the pot, getting started in the boiling water, so that's perfect. Cleverly done. This whole deck is just really clever and fun. And then we have the 9 of wands, or the 9 of corta, with the fusilli, kind of spiral-like pasta, and we've got the infant throwing it at the mom. So she's getting covered in all this pasta. Very 9 of wands. And then in the 10 of corta, we have gnocchi pasta, and it looks like we've got this figure who's like struggling under the weight of the big bag of gnocchi pasta that they're carrying. So very perfect for a 10 of wands. Then we have our page of corta, and I don't actually see a name of pasta on this one. I wonder if this one has a specific one. Nope. So I guess the court cards don't have specific pasta types, but then we have the Knight of corta, or the pizza knight. And then this here says, oh, okay, so the box here says penne pie. Like that's the type of pizza that these people ordered. So he's a Knight of Wands, coming to bring that food. Then we have our Queen of corta. I love that. Oh my goodness. So I am just now realizing that this whole card is an homage to Mario. The throne itself says, "It's me, Mario." I just realized that, and here we have the mushrooms and the pipes from the game. She herself is dressed like Mario with the blue overall dress and the red underneath with the 2 gold buttons. She's holding a Mario flower, like a peach crown. She's got the dark hair like Mario, so she's a female Mario. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. I love that. And then here we have our King of corta, our King of Wands, and he's, again, we have most decks kind of tie in big cats to the wand suit. Typically we see the Queen of Wands with some sort of black cat companion, but it is not in this one. But you can still see the big jungle cat type of tie in here with a little salamander on the floor. And he's got a pendant here that has a lion on it. And then he's wearing a pasta crown. And then his book says Royal Rigatoni. Oh, I love this deck. Okay, so that was the wand suit. Now we get into the Ripiena suit, which is our cups. And here we have ravioli in a colander. So again, we have that sense of the water spilling out of the cup, that it's so full. So that is perfect. And here we have the 2 of Ripiena, the 2 of cups, and they're sharing some tortellini. They're feeding each other, so you get that sense of relationship. There's also this winged lion beneath them. And then they each have rings that are tied into the 2 figures in the RWS that we see. Then we have the 3 of cups, the 3 of Ripiena, and they are all dancing on a big piece of lasagna, and they're all kind of dressed like lasagna. I like, too, that we kind of have, we have a little bit of Maiden Mother Crone energy coming in. Let me make sure you can see this. Let me stand up. Oh. So you've got this one who looks youngest, so she looks like the maiden. This figure looks a little bit older, like she could be her mom. And then here we have the silver-haired crone, so Maiden Mother Crone type of energy. Really like that. I love that she's smoking a little cigarette. So cool. All right, then we have the 4 of cups, 4 of Ripiena, and this is Pensotti. Looks like they're not really interested. Someone's serving them the dish. You can see the hand down here, and they're like, nah. Then here we have the 5 of Ripiena, which is con... that word. Don't know. I cannot pronounce that. I'm not even going to try to. But it looks like 3 of the shells spilled, and it's like, oh no. That would actually be really upsetting if you were cooking stuffed shells and they fell out. But you still got the 2 in the pan, so you still have the, again, the traditional RWS, like 3 cups tipped over, but 2 are still upright. Then we have the 6 of Ripiena. Looks like another mother or nonna figure, grandmother, teaching this little one how to roll caramelle pasta. I'm assuming that there's some cheese or meat mixture or both within that pasta, and she's teaching him how to do it. Love that. And then here we have the 7 of Ripiena, which is capelletti pasta, and it's like, what type? Maybe these are stuffed with different ingredients. The green might be spinach, the yellow might be cheese, and the red might be like a meat chicken type or something. Here we have the 8 of Ripiena, mezzalune. I love mezzalune pasta, but you can see she's set her napkin on the plate and she's done. She's walked away from it. She's like, I'm stuffed, I'm full, I do not need it. And a piece of mezzalune is the moon. So I love it. She's like, I don't need this anymore. I'm setting my napkin down on it and I'm walking away. Perfect for the 8 of cups. 9 of cups. The 9 of Ripiena, and this is, you can see the pillars say manicotti up here at the top. And so he is ready for that manicotti. He is excited. Then you have the 10 of Ripiena, which is so perfect. And then I do not know if that is a true pasta name, but that is the version of pasta that we see in this card, which again, that representation is perfect. I love it. You can see it's like a pride celebration. Perfect. And their bags are this pasta. Then here we have the page of Ripiena. So she's holding the shell here, and it's got the fish coming out of it. So again, that traditional imagery. And it looks like, I don't know that I actually see a name, so, and this one is just like shell pasta, you know. Then here we have the Knight of Ripiena. Knight of Cups. She's got a little halo here and some angel wings, and her whole vibe is just very fairy tale princess type of vibe, which is perfect for Knight of Cups. Then we have the Queen of Ripiena, the Queen of Cups, which looks like it's more mezzalune pasta, and it looks like that's what her swimsuit top is made out of, and that's what her little flotation board is made of. So that's perfect. She's guarding the beach, so protecting her people. That's kind of very much so Queen of Cups energy. And then here we have the King of Ripiena with, again, some manicotti, and he is on his boat having a good old time, having some wine, and his hat says the King. So he's kind of one in his element. He's out there on the water. There's pieces of manicotti on his wheel. So that's perfect. Out in the water, just as the King of Cups should be. All right, and then we have the lunga suit, or the cords, or the cord suit, the sword suit. And here we have spaghetti, which is a perfect sword. Here we have the two of lunga, or the peachy pasta, with, again, those crossed arms, the moon, kind of the water in the background, giving us that illusion again of kind of not knowing what to do, not knowing which to pick. Perfect. The three of lunga, or some pieces of uncooked linguine. You can see linguine here on the tomato label, but linguine that's pierced the tomato and the juice is running out. Perfect. But again, a very traditional card, and see the gray clouds in the back. We have the four with tagliatelle pasta, and the cat up in the windowsill resting. And the five with mafale. This person is taking a bite of their pasta. That's not, they have more than enough pasta, but they're taking theirs. That's not really a fair battle. So it's very much so accurate for a Five of Swords, I think. We have the six here with the couple in the gondola, with all of the crates here kind of moving on, kind of taking their baggage with them, but moving on. Here we have the seven of lunga, and the dog has bucatini on its tag. That's kind of the pasta that it's taken, so it looks like he's snuck a big bite off the table. Here we have the eight of lunga, or capellini pasta. You can see that kind of makes their outfit, but they've blindfolded themselves and they're actively turning away. Perfect for an Eight of Swords. Here we have the nine, which, again, it looks like this is squid ink pasta, and it looks like maybe this represents like a family bowl that is now shattered, and maybe it's irreplaceable. That would be a nightmare to break something so fragile. That's kind of what I'm getting when I look at this card. I'm not quite sure. I may have to sit with this one for a minute. Then here we have the 10 of lunga, or pappardelle pasta. And you can see it's all red. Lots of red in this one. Storm clouds. It's like he's going to spill that wine on him. So it's just all, going to get it all over you. Then we have our page of lunga, striking that pose. Love that. Love it, love it. I wonder if there's any... No, not necessarily any detail. Just a black and white design on the top there. Then we have our Knight of lunga, carrying on his horse that's from a carousel. Very Mary Poppins-ish, but you still got the clouds in the background there. Here we have our Queen of lunga holding the pasta, kind of like the Queen of Swords does. Typically, we have the side-facing profile, and it looks like the throne may be made of pasta. Again, you can see the air and the clouds in the back, so it's perfect. Very, very traditional. How many times can I say traditional with this deck? But it's true. And then here we have the King of lunga, and it looks like he's got his box of pasta here and all the books, so you get the sense that this man is very, very intelligent, very thoughtful, strategic. He knows what's going on, and you can even see he's got some glasses on. It's kind of hard to tell with the detail on camera, but you can see he's got some thin yellow glasses there. All right, and finally we have the pentacle suit, or the minuta suit. So here we have the traditional hand holding out a piece of pasta, or a stelline pasta. For the 2 here, we have the farfallini pasta with the lemniscate, and you get the sense of balance, but there's not a person in this card, or the boat. But you can get the sense of the waves down here. So again, you got everything you need. Here we have the 3 of minuta. So we've got, again, another what feels like maiden mother crone type of situation, where it's like they're all working together to get the soprassini pasta rolled and created. So, you know, they're all working together. But it also looks like maybe this little kid is outside of the window watching the 2 of them work together. So it's kind of interesting. But maybe these 2 are kind of observing the work, so kind of that ties into the traditional card. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, moving on. Here we have the 4 of minuta with the girl hogging all the cookies. Instead of eating her quadretti pasta, she'd rather say, no, I'll take all the dessert, thank you. Same, sis, same. Here we have the 5 of minuta. Oh, being hurt. Got the cast here with the pentacle drawn on it. And this is ditalini pasta? Ditalini. Feel better soon. Love, Mom. Oh, you know, you can see that this, actually, now that I'm looking at it a little bit more, you can see this patient, this patient. Oh, nursing. Thank you, nursing. You can tell that this figure is in bed and that they've got a bottle of wine at the end of the bed and they've uncorked it and they drink and it looks like they're smoking. Just down and out right now. Interesting. Then we've got the 6 of minuta with alfabeto, or alphabet pasta. Kind of, you can see a figure serving the soup to these 2. Then we have the 7 with this figure eating orzo. So it looks like he's canning tomatoes, maybe. He's in the process of canning tomatoes. Yeah, so it's being patient. That takes diligence and work. This one also made me crack up. Crack. Yep. That's there. With the plumber fixing the sink and the box of Fellini pasta on the counter. So that sense of work, the putting in the effort to fix the pasta, fix the sink, the skill. Then we have the 9 of minuta, which is Anelli pasta, and we have a figure who is standing in front of what looks to me like a vineyard with her bird. So she's doing just fine. And then you have the 10 of minuta, so it's looks like a family party on the beach. We got the kids playing in the background. We got the grandparents and weird Uncle Al here on the beach, and it's kind of sharing that wealth and generations. You know, we got the dog, and it looks like this dish is acini de pepe, so pasta with some peppers. Again, not trying to offend if I'm butchering these pronunciations, nor am I trying to mock anything. I am sincerely trying to pay homage to the names and trying to say it respectfully. So if I'm wrong, leave me alone. And here we have the page of minuta. Looks like we're getting our nails done. It looks like pieces of fake pasta jewels that are put on this person's nails. Then we have the Knight of minuta, the bike rider in the Italian hills who's got to fix his bike. So slow and steady. Or it's an arm bike. Okay. Yeah. So this is an arm crank bike. It looks like we may be, this figure may be a double amputee. And so this is how they're able to ride a bike, and so they use their hands, and it's a hand crank, and going uphill, you can tell that that's a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot more time and effort. So that's definitely reminiscent of the Knight of Pentacles. You can tell that that's a slow moving thing. So it's great. Then we have the Queen of Minuta sitting in her garden with her basket of plenty. You can get the sense that she is definitely willing to share some of what she's got with you. And our final card, our King of Minuta. We see the traditional clothing of grapes, except it's in this wonderful Western style suit. And he's got his glass of wine, all of his jewels, but you can see that he's got his vineyard back here. He seems very approachable and very willing to help her to teach. So that is it. That is the complete pasta tarot. I love this deck so much. It's got so much to offer. So let's see how she shuffles. See how she looks in a spread. Again, it's that sound of the linen, that whistle. Well, let's see. Let's take different ones. See if she riffles. Yeah. Riffles very well. All right, let's lay some out here. So we have our Nine of Minuta, our Hermit, and our Tower. Guys, this is so fun. I love this deck, and I'm really, really anxious to see if it continues to be a great reader. It seems like since it's very traditional in the Rider-Waite-Smith system, I see no problem with being able to read this, and it's pasta. It is a comfort food of mine. Who doesn't love a good plate of pasta? So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this deck. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so, so much for flipping through this with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I encourage you, if this interests you, go snap it up. Again, it's a fun little mass market deck, and I think it deserves some credit. So thank you again, and until next time, bye guys.